What's going on, guys? Tyler here and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be reacting to the championship predictions that I made at the start of the season. We're at the midway point of the season now. I'm going to take a look at these predictions and just have a look at how much of an idiot I am, because there are some absolute howlers in here, absolute howlers. Without any further hesitation, let's get right into this video. So we'll get started with the three teams that I predicted to get relegated to League One this season. And the teams that I put in the bottom three were Wigan Athletic, Queen's Park Rangers and Luton Town. Now you can see already, one of them is an absolute howler, but two of them I've got quite close. So in 24th, I predicted Wigan Athletic, and their actual position at the time of recording this video, 29 games into the season, Wigan are 22nd. So they are in the relegation zone. I'm not too far off with this one, but yeah, Wigan have not really had the best season at all this year. They are the division's lowest scoring team with just 27 goals all season, with their top scorer being Che Dunkley, their centre-back, with 5 goals this season. Dunkley, though, I actually do like Dunkley. I think he's played really well for Wigan this season, but other than that, they've not really got the best of that out of their creative players this season. You've got Josh Windass, Kiefer Moore and Jamal Lowe. Wigan haven't really got the best out of them, especially Kiefer Moore with just 3 goals and 2 assists all season, averaging a goal every 450 minutes. So they're lacking that attacking presence clearly. Jamal Lowe I actually quite like. He is quite a prolific player, of course, was very good in League One last season, but hasn't really hit the ground running in the Championship so far. He did score Wigan's last-minute winner in their game last night, which did Charlton absolutely no favours, but it did Wigan a massive favour. They're now 4 points away from they're 4 points from safety. Realistically, can Wigan stay up? In my opinion, it's going to be close, but I can see Wigan falling short. I think that Wigan might go down this season, but if they can get the best out of their attackers and maybe sign a decent striker in January, then I reckon that they could be within a shout. Then we go to the howler, Queen's Park Rangers. I predicted them to finish in 23rd. They are currently, as of recording this video, in 14th. I got that one completely wrong. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea how I predicted QPR in this position. I think the main reason being is because they brought in a new manager and pretty much signed a whole new squad. There was a lot of uncertainty about their manager, and I just didn't think that from the season they had last year. They were 19th last season, I believe. But yeah, they've proved me wrong massively. They really have got some really good players on their books this season. In particular, Eberechi Eze. He's been absolutely extraordinary for QPR this season. Nike Wells was their top goal scorer with 15 goals, but unfortunately recently has been recalled from Premier League side Burnley, and Burnley looks set to be loaning him back out or maybe selling him on a permanent basis. And Mark Warburton has said that QPR have nowhere near the funds to get Nike Wells, so that is a massive shame for QPR. He will be a massive blow. Jordan Hugo's bagged a few goals for QPR as well, 11 goals and 1 assist. Bright Osai Samuel also looks like a decent player, 5 goals, 4 assists this season. He's playing really well. Realistically, are QPR going to go down? Absolutely no chance. And the final team I predicted to go down, Luton Town, I predicted them to finish in 22nd, and they are currently in 24th. They are bottom of the table, so I got Wigan and Luton the wrong way round. So I've done quite well with the relegation zone overall, but Luton, they've had a torrid season this season. I did say in my prediction video that Luton smashed it in League 2, they smashed it in League 1, back-to-back promotions. No side normally does that nowadays. They've come up to the Championship and they've struggled, man. They really have. 7 wins and 3 draws, 19 defeats this season. They did lose 4 of their last 5 games. They lost 4 games on the bounce before picking up a late win last night against Derby. They are now 6 points clear of the relegation zone. They're tied on points with Barnsley, but Luton are struggling big time. They really have been poor this season. However, you do have some players from League One last season that are starting to get some decent goals in for them. James Collins is their top scorer with 9 goals. Harry Cormick has bagged 7 this season. One player that I'm quite impressed with actually is Izzy Brown on loan from Chelsea. He's bagged 1 goal and 6 assists this season. I really like Izzy. I think he's a decent little player with a little bit of creativity. But can I see Luton staying up? The answer is no. I can see Luton going down. The team that I predicted to finish in 21st, and that was Birmingham City, predicted them 21st, actual position 18th. So I'm not too far off with that one, 3 positions off with this one. Birmingham, I don't think they'll be going down, but they have had quite a bit of an up and down season. They were looking really good right at the start, flying, looking like a decent little team to promote for automatic, to go for playoffs maybe, or like a solid mid-table position, and they have since died off. And there has been quite a divide between the Birmingham fans about their manager Pep Clotet, with some people wanting him in, some people wanting him out. Birmingham fans, let me know in the comments, is there still a divide between fans? Are you put Clotet in or Clotet out? What's going on with that one? In terms of their top goal scorer, Lukas Jukovic has 10 goals this season. He's done quite well for them. One player that I think has really impressed me from Birmingham this season is Jude Bellingham, only 16 years of age, and he scored 4 goals and got 1 assist. Bellingham really has been a fantastic talent for the Championship and definitely will be a key player for Birmingham to keep hold of. Will Birmingham finish in the position I predicted them? No chance. I don't think they're going to be anywhere near the relegation zone. In 20th, I predicted Millwall, and this is one of the howlers in this league. Predicting Millwall to finish in 20th. At the time of recording this video, Millwall are 9th. And there is a statistic I think I remember seeing earlier. Since the 2nd of November, Millwall have lost just 2 games, of course, losing their second game last night against Leeds in a dramatic game where they ended up conceding, where they were 2 goals up and they ended up losing the game 3-2. So quite a dramatic game at Ellen Road. They did not look good at all under Neil Harris at the start of the season. Harris got the sack. Gary Rowett's come in and he has revolutionised this Millwall side. They've done absolutely fantastic this season. Jed Wallace has been an absolute gem for Millwall this season. 10 goals and 9 assists this season. He's been absolutely instrumental for them. He has been linked with a Premier League move to Aston Villa over this last month. Will he leave? Only time will tell. In 19th, I predicted my team Charlton. At the time of recording this video, they are currently in 21st, just 4 points above the drop, and we've been struggling massively over the last couple of months. Of course, we all go back to the brilliant start that we had back in August, unbeaten in August. And we've won just one win of our last 18 games now. It's been a strugglesome season for us. And of course, that boils down to our injury crisis that hit us. 13 injuries over the course of the season, fielding some of our youth academy players this season. We're starting to get the squad back together again now, but it's been a struggle for us this season so far. Currently 21st, just above the relegation zone. Do I think we're going to go down? The simple answer to that question as a Charlton fan is no. I don't think we're going to go down personally. I think that we are just about going to stay up. In 18th, I predicted Barnsley. Their current position is 23rd. So they are currently in the relegation zone. I was 5 positions off with this one. Barnsley, again, they've struggled this season. They started off with Daniel Stendel and they were poor, to be honest. Stendel got the sack, brought in a new manager. They have the lowest wins in the Championship with just 5 games won all season. They do play Charlton at the Valley on Saturday, so that is a massive 6-pointer for them. If they are to win that game, they'll go 3 points from safety behind us. So Barnsley, yeah, they've really had a strugglesome season this year. They've not been too good this year. They definitely need to start picking up the results. But for me, I think the current bottom 3 are going to go down. I think Wigan, Luton and Barnsley will be the teams to go down. Moving on to the team I predicted in 17th, I predicted Blackburn Rovers. Their actual position at the time of recording this video is 10th. They've done really well so far this season. They started off quite poor, like down the bottom end of the table, but they've picked it up massively towards the mid-table spots. I definitely think Blackburn will be more than capable of finishing in this position. They've won their last 2 games. They're playing well at the moment. Bradley Dack's injury, though, of course, he's out for the rest of the season. That is a massive blow. Blackburn are going to be finishing in the top end of the table this season. I definitely think they're capable of doing that. Another team that are currently in the top end of the table and where I predicted them to finish in the bottom end is Sheffield Wednesday. I predicted them to finish in 16th. Their actual position is 11th. They've lost 4 of their last 5 league games, so they've definitely gone down a little bit since a couple months ago. I remember a couple months ago, back in like November, Sheffield Wednesday was sitting in 3rd. They were playing really well. Kadeem Harris has been fantastic for them as well. Jacob Murphy's done really well. Stephen Fletcher up front's been bagging in the goals. Adam Reach. Barry Bannon was spectacular when he came to the Valley against us. Barry Bannon really was a brilliant player, of course, with a lot of Championship experience. But Wednesday have since died off. They find themselves in 11th at the moment. I definitely think they'll be finishing in the top half of the table as well. In 15th, I predicted Reading. Their actual position is 15th, so I've got that one correct so far. A lot of Reading fans on Twitter at the start of the season were saying that they're going to win the league under Jose Gomez, and then, of course, we all know how that turned up, with Jose Gomez ended up getting the sack. Mark Bowen appointed himself as manager, but since then, they have got it right. They picked themselves up from where they were down the bottom end of the table, find themselves in 15th. They haven't won in the last 4 league games, though, with 2 draws and 2 defeats. But I definitely think that Reading, I think they'll be looking at a decent mid-table finish for them. In 14th, I predicted Hull City. Their actual position is 13th, so I'm only 1 off with this one. Not a bad prediction, not a bad call for Hull. Looking at their current form, they've lost their last 3 games, so they're starting to go through a little bit of a dip in form right now. Of course, we all know how good Jarrod Bowen's been for them this season. He's been absolutely flawless for Hull. There have been a lot of Championship interest as well. I believe Crystal Palace have been interested in him. I think Villa were interested in him at one point as well. I don't know. But if Bowen is to make a last-minute ditch and move to the Premier League, then it will be a massive blow for Hull, of course. But if he is to stay, it's massive. And in 13th, I predicted Preston North End. Their actual position is 7th. They are 1 point outside the playoffs. This year, can they make playoffs? It's tough to call. There are a lot of teams up there in the playoffs right now playing really well. But yeah, Preston, they could be one of them teams to surprise someone this season. Of course, Patrick Bauer has been influential for them at the back this season. He's played really well. Some other standout performers, Josh Harrop and Tom Barkhuizen, they've played well. Daniel Johnson has really done well in their number 10 role. Of course, they did also sign Scott Sinclair. That's a really good signing from Celtic, and he appears to have done quite well for them so far. He's an interesting player, of course, former Charlton player, but interested to see how he gets on in the Championship. At 12th, Huddersfield. I predicted predicted them to finish in 12th, of course, coming down from the Premier League. There was a lot of uncertainty as to see how they do this season. I thought that they would finish in a decent mid-table position. It would take them a little bit of time from coming down from the Premier League to adjust to Championship life again and hopefully build their way back up. But Jesus, it's been quite a disastrous campaign for Huddersfield, really. Predicted them to finish in 12th. Their actual position, at the time of recording this video, is 19th. They have been, well, they've been pretty much down the bottom end of the table for the majority, if not the entirety of this season. They really have not had a good year at all. Karlan Grant has been their standout player this season, without a doubt. He has been linked with a Premier League move in recent weeks. He has really done well for the Terriers this season, bagging 13 goals and 4 assists this season. He really has done well. Of course, Huddersfield did pick up a last-minute win last night against Hull, winning 2-1, so they now pull a little bit of a margin away from the relegation zone. In 11th, I predicted Swansea. Their actual position is 8th, so I'm only 3 positions off with this one. But Swansea, them too have been quite up and down out of the playoffs, into the playoffs. They were, I think, at one point inside the automatic promotion spots at some stage, but they died off towards like the Christmas period, starting to build their way a little bit up again. They were unbeaten in their last 4 games before losing their previous game. Swansea, though, they've done really well this transfer window. Brought in a couple of young players from the Premier League. Ryan Brewster, Mark Guehi, I don't know how you say his name, and of course Conor Gallagher, who was recalled from Charlton. I'm still gutted about that one. But he's gone to Swansea and appears to have made an impact for them already. And of course they've got some other players that's playing well for them this season. Andre Ayew, Borja Baston, Bersant Salina. They've had a really good season this year. Again, they could be one of them teams to make a late push for the playoffs. They're currently outside of that with 2 points away. 10th, I predicted Brentford. Their current position is 5th, so 5 points off with this one. And honestly, I think Brentford could go up this year. I definitely think that they can. They really have been fantastic this season. I said this when they played us against us at the Valley, because of course Charlton beat them 1-0 at the Valley earlier on in the season, but I definitely think Brentford were one of, if not the best footballing sides I've seen this season. They genuinely have been fantastic. Ollie Watkins, joint top scorer in the league with 18 goals alongside Alexander Mitrovic. He's been influential for them. Said Benrahma, Mateus Pereira, Pontus Jansson, Brian Mabuimo. He's been fantastic this season as well. All of them have been brilliant for Brentford. They have had a really good season, and they are currently on 47 points, just 6 points away from automatic promotion. And with West Brom going for a little bit of a dip in form, they could well sneak in automatic promotion. They could get in there. In 9th, I predicted Stoke. Again, another team that was rated quite highly, but they didn't have a good season at all. And I did think that they'd pick themselves up a little bit, and they've just got worse. I predicted them to finish in 9th. Their actual position is 20th. However, they've seriously picked it up in recent weeks. They're unbeaten in their last 4 games. They definitely are starting to build away now. They're currently 5 points away from the relegation zone. I don't think they'll be going down. I think Stoke will just about scrape survival, but they haven't really been that good this season at all. 8th, I predicted Nottingham Forest. They are currently in 3rd. Forest have definitely been brilliant this season. They've been absolutely fantastic. Unbeaten in the last 5 league games. 14 wins, 9 draws, 6 defeats, 51 points, just 2 points behind West Brom, and 4 behind Leeds. So they are certainly pushing for that automatic promotion. I think Forest definitely will be getting in the playoffs. I predict them to just miss out, but I think they'll get that this year. I think they'll do better, get the playoffs. Will they go all the way? Only time will tell. And in 7th, I predicted Middlesbrough, actual position 17th. I have no idea what's happened to Middlesbrough this season under Jonathan Woodgate. Just didn't expect it, really. They really have struggled this season, but they managed to pick that up massively over the last couple of months. They currently find themselves on 35 points, 9 points clear of relegation, so I don't think they'll be going down. They won't be getting playoffs or in the top half of the table, I don't think, anytime soon. They could well, you never know, of course, it is unpredictable. They're currently 7 points behind Cardiff, who are currently 12th from the top half of the table. They could well do that, you don't know. Moving on to the playoffs and the automatic promotion spot. Starting off with the playoffs. In the playoffs, I predicted from 6th to 3rd, Derby County, Bristol City, Cardiff City and West Bromwich Albion. Starting with Derby County. They were in the playoffs last season, made the playoff final, missed out to Aston Villa. They lost to them in the playoff final and missed out on a chance in the Premier League. I predicted them to finish in the playoffs yet again, but they find themselves, as of recording this video, in 16th. They have been... Derby, overall they've been shambolic this season, it has to be said. They were absolutely awful by the time that we played them at the Valley when we smashed them 3-0. But yeah, they've started to pick it up a little bit though. They had been unbeaten in their last 4 league games until they lost to Luton last night, which of course was a massive win for Luton, but not the best of results for Derby. But yeah, their season's been filled with a lot of controversy. There's been a lot of people that have been against their manager, Philip Koku. Of course, the controversy surrounding Tom Lawrence, Mason Bennett and Richard Keogh. Christian Bielik suffering a long-term injury will be quite a big blow for them as well. Fifth, I predicted Bristol City. Their actual position is 6th, 1 position off with this one. I definitely think Bristol City, again, will be capable of getting the playoffs. I think that they can do it. However, of course, we did see the little bit of a dip in form they had over Christmas. They lost, what was it, like 5 games on the bounce at one stage in December. They do tend to do that sometimes, and there were actually a lot of Bristol City fans that wanted Lee Johnson out. Looking at their recent form, though, they've won their last 3 games, so they're definitely improving, slowly getting up the table a little bit. Slowly building their form up. I think that they can get the playoffs though. I definitely think they'll be doing that. In 4th, I predicted Cardiff, and they're currently 12th. So I have no idea, again, what's happened to Cardiff. Cardiff are rated very highly by Championship fans. Expected them to go to the playoffs, maybe come straight back up, and it's been the exact opposite. They've been even lower at some stage in the season as well. Under Neil Harris, again, there's been a little bit of mixed thoughts around Neil Harris as well. Cardiff fans, what do you think about Neil Harris? Are you Neil Harris in, Neil Harris out? Be interesting to see what you guys think about that one. But yeah, Cardiff, they've been a bit hit and miss, very inconsistent this season. Lee Tomlin saving them on countless occasions, scoring late goals to grab equalisers. But yeah, I think that it'll be interesting to see how Cardiff end up towards the end of the season. They're currently in a mid-table position. I definitely think that they could be looking at a mid-table position. I don't think they'll get playoffs where I predict them to finish. And in 3rd, I predicted West Bromwich Albion. They are currently in 2nd. However, their form right now does wave some question marks. They have lost. They're winless in their last 5 games, and I actually think that streak is even longer than that. They really have gone through some dip under Slaven Bilic right now, and they're only 2 points clear of Nottingham Forest to a 3rd. So it's kind of getting a little bit of panic stations. West Brom reportedly are looking to bring in an attacking player to help their firepower going forward. Of course, they've been linked with Dwight Gale throughout this transfer window. I do think that West Brom will be going up, though. I think they will get automatic promotion. And moving on to the automatic promotion spots, 2nd and 1st, I predicted Leeds United and Fulham. Starting off with Leeds, predicted them to finish in 2nd. They are currently top of the league. And of course, if you had seen their recent form before their game last night against Millwall, a lot of fans already on Twitter, on social media, are already starting up these memes of Leeds choking again. And surely they can't do it this time under Bielsa. Leeds, like, if they choke again, then seriously, I don't know what to think at that point. But I definitely think Leeds will be going up this season, though. Of course, picking up a fantastic 3-2 win over Millwall last night, kind of easing the nerves of some Leeds fans who were saying that they could perhaps choke it again. But I don't think Leeds will choke it again. I think they will finish in the automatic promotion spots. I think it's between them and West Brom for the title. On top of the league, I predicted Fulham. Their current position is 4th. And it's been an alright season. It's been a decent season for Fulham this year. So far this transfer window, with the likes of signing Ivan Cavallero and Bobby Reid, both of them joining the club on permanence from their loan spells from Wolves and Cardiff respectively. They've both done quite well this season. In particular, Cavallero, he scored some absolute belters for them this season and is a very creative player, definitely good for this level. Will Fulham be going up, though, as champions, as where I predicted them? The answer to that question for me is no. I think that they might miss out on automatic I don't think they'll win the league, but I think they could sneak into automatic promotion spots. So that is it for this video, guys, of me reacting to my championship predictions. What do you guys think of the championship season so far? Where do you think every team is going to end up this season? Let me know in the comments below. All in all, so far, I've got 1 correct in Reading in 15th place. I've been very close with some, 1 off, 2 off, the occasional 1 off, but there's been some absolute howlers in there where I'm like 10 or 11 positions off. But yeah, all in all, my predictions of these leagues have never really been good. Look at my League 1 prediction last season. I thought I only got 1 right in that season as well. But yeah, the championship season, of course, is not over yet. There's still 17 games left to go in the season, so anything can change. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, leave this video a like, and comment your thoughts on the championship season and where your club is going to finish. But for now, that is it for this, guys. This has been Tyler Ronaldson. Have a nice day, and I'll see you all on Saturday for the matchday vlog against Barnsley. Take it easy, guys.